Good morning, it's Manda G here. I'm in this beautiful spot on the northern New South Wales coast. One of my favourite parts of Australia, northern New South Wales. Magnificent, look at it. Beautiful. Oh, I just wanted to jump on this morning. I'm down here for a 3-day retreat with Luke Pearce and an amazing epic crew of humans. And we're down here for a retreat called Master the Inner Game. So what is Master the Inner Game? Hey Scotty, thanks for tuning in. Check it out. So beautiful. Master the Inner Game. What is that? Who knows, right? Master the Inner Game. You know, it's really about figuring out this crazy life we're leading. Trying to understand it and understanding ourselves and our part in it, so that we can navigate it more freely, so that we can navigate it more joyfully, and so that we can live a life that, live a life that we want to live a life that lights us up. We've got one life, this lifetime, one life, and, it's not easy. All of us know that, every single one. And the value in, there's nothing more important to study in your life than yourself. Like, to understand how you work as a human, and we're never going to understand it all, right? But if we can increase our knowledge on how our mind works and how we can, how powerful our mind is, how much of everything our mind creates. If we can begin to really understand that we have the power of our mind, and that, the way we see things is how they are. And if we don't like what we see, then we can, in many cases, simply change our perspective. Now that sounds really simple, right? It sounds really simple. And it actually is quite simple. It actually is quite simple when you begin to understand yourself, when you begin to understand how powerful we are as humans, when you begin to release that baggage, that crap that you're lugging around from the past, and then you become free, right? You free yourself up. You feel like you've just dropped a massive backpack off your back after trudging through rivers filled with debris for 20 years or 30 years or 40 years, or some people even 70 years they're carrying this heavy backpack, or some even go to heaven or wherever we go when we die with that backpack on, right? With carrying the past around, past hurt, past guilt, past anger, carrying it around their whole life. And it doesn't have to be that way, right? It does not have to be that way. We have a choice, and I know it's hard to reach out for help. I know that, and I know a lot about mental health. But there's so many people out there that can help you. If you're carrying around a heavy bag of crap from the past, it's time to let it go. This life's going in some sort of direction that is beyond me. This isn't really what I planned. But mastering the inner game, mastering yourself, understanding that you don't have to carry that bag around anymore, and that you can drop it. You can actually let it go quite quickly, quite easily. You don't have to go through 20 years of therapy. You don't have to go back into the depths of your trauma or what happened to you. You actually don't. Where we are now in this planet, with the skills, with the level of awareness, with the tools, with timeline therapy, quantum healing, we're working in the field, right? It's crazy stuff. You no longer need to go to 20 years of therapy to work through your crap. And so it's really important for people to know that. It's really important for people to understand, as many people as possible, to understand that you don't have to carry around that bag. You don't have to carry it around anymore. Who wants to drop it? Does anyone want to drop the bag? It's not even a bag, it's a load in many cases. So master the inner game. We learn how to understand the universe a bit more, as much as we can, right? It's a pretty crazy world. But we learn to understand as much as we can understand, and then we begin to notice the magic. Because when we're no longer stuck in the past, then we can learn to live in the moment. And when we live in the moment, when we live in the now, there is so much magic everywhere. So many synchronicities. I'm about to start a Wednesday, Woo Woo Wednesday I'm calling it. It's going to be sharing the magic, sharing the synchronicities, sharing the crazy stuff that happens, you know, when you think of someone and then suddenly they appear or they send you a message. Woo Woo Wednesday. If you want to be part of that, it's going to be in my private group starting this week, so let me know. So yeah, mastering the inner game, mastering yourself, starting to learn about life, starting to understand that when you're in the shit, because we all get in the shit, right? Every single one of us, doesn't matter how much you know about yourself or how much work you do on yourself, we all still go into the shit. But the thing is, right, the more that you understand that, first of all, that life is a rhythm, just like the waves, there's going to be, you're going to have the high, and then you're going to have the low, and then you're going to have the high, and then you're going to have the low. And without that, we wouldn't learn. Because if it was all high, there'd be no contrast. So we wouldn't learn anything, right? We wouldn't learn, and we'd be bored. We wouldn't be happy. So everything has a purpose. So we learn about the rhythm of life. So the beautiful thing is when you understand that, and when you understand that when you're in the shit, so-called shit, sorry kids, understanding that that's A, part of life, so you accept it, B, that you're there because you're there to learn something, that there's learnings there, so therefore you're looking for learnings, and thirdly, you know it's not going to last, so you know you're going to go back to the good side. So, or knowing all of that, right? And that's very top line, but knowing that at its core means that when you're in the shit, you're not going to stay there very long. However, if you don't know that, if you don't know that you're going to go back to a high, if you don't know that the shit is there to actually serve you, that life is happening for you, and that you're in the shit to learn, if you don't know that, you know, you can stay in that shit for 20 years. You can stay in the shit for 20 years if you want. And I say if you want because you know what? We all have the power of choice. Every single one of us has the power of choice. Every single one of us can choose to stay in a job that makes us feel like our life is being sucked out of us. Or we can choose to make a change. And every single one of us can choose to stay in a relationship that is like whether we're being physically bashed or maybe we're just being bashed mentally or emotionally, in a relationship that is not of our highest, in a relationship that we know, because we all know, right? We all know what's good for us. In a relationship that we know is not of our highest. We can choose to stay in it. It is the power of choice. Or we can choose to leave it. I'm not saying it's easy to leave a relationship or leave a job. However, this is your life. It's your life. So yeah, mastering the game, mastering the inner game. There is nothing more important in your life to study than yourself. There's nothing more important to understand than yourself. And as you follow that journey of learning about yourself, and you don't need to follow, you follow your own journey. It doesn't mean that you need to serve people like I am. You follow your own journey in learning about yourself and learning how to let go of the past and live in the present and learning how life works, the laws of the universe that we live by. And learning to tune into your intuition or your guidance, or really listen to yourself so that you can lead the best life you can, the happiest life you can. not the richest life in terms of money, but the most fulfilled, self-fulfilled, fulfilled by yourself, the most fulfilled life you can. Because you don't want to get to the end and go, wow, I'm not even going to go there. I know that when I get to the end of my life, and I know that I want the same for many of you, I want the same for everybody, I'm going to get to the end of my life and I'm going to go, wow, that was amazing. I'm so grateful for my life, and I'm so happy, and I'm so fulfilled. And I know I will, because I'm following my path. It's not easy, right? It's not easy. It's not easy. But it is so it's so incredible when you can follow your own path, your own truth. And for some of you, you'd be thinking, what is my truth? And it's you find it. You find it when you start to learn about yourself. So if you don't know what your truth is now, just know that you will find it. It just may mean that you've got to let go of that bag. Because when we're carrying around past emotion, it really stops us from living in the now. And if we're not living in the now, a lot of the time, we can't live in the now all the time. Well, we may be able to, but I haven't found a way to yet. But if we're not living in the now, if we're not living in the present moment, then we're not enjoying the magic. We're not seeing the magic. We're not noticing all the magic. So yes. So I'm opening up 3 spaces for one-on-one VIP clients in March. If you're interested in shifting, if you're interested in mastering your life, starting to really understand you, then reach out to me. I don't work with everybody. And the reason I don't is because, well, many reasons actually. But when we work with people who are in alignment with us and resonance with us, then things shift quick, right? They just shift because we're just in alignment. So if you feel that you are in alignment with me, if you feel like, if you feel like, hey, she's talking to me, I get it, I hear her, and you want to shift your life, like we're starting a new season in March, autumn. If you want to sort your stuff out this year, if you want to get your life on track, if you want to tune into your truth, if you want to start to see the magic in life, then reach out to me. We'll have a chat next week. And then 3 spaces in March. All right, guys. Hope that's helpful. Woo, it's so magical. Enjoy life. Make the most of it. Don't put things off. It's never the right time. When is the right time to start living your life? When is now the right time to start living your life? When is now the right time to have that conversation you've been putting off? When is now the right time to leave that job this week? When is now? See you later.